J-P-A-L. While I'm sitting here.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL, aka Opposite from the Norm, back with another one. So this is the red pill versus the blue pill mindset. This is not to diss Mr. Let Go or Ace Metaphor. I don't know these guys personally. This is just talking about the mindset of one being red pill, one being blue pill. But before I get started, make sure y'all subscribe. All right, so they having a conversation when it comes to men, masculinity, things of that nature. Let's go ahead and get into the video, y'all. Let's see what they're talking about.
My opinions. What I specifically said was there are a lot of men who don't actually like women. Now, this has nothing to do with their sexuality. They may be sexually attracted to women. However, they do not view women as their equals. They do not have the same level of respect for women that they should, and that they do for men. They do not prefer to emotionally bond with a woman, but they do, in fact, emotionally bond with men. They choose not to be vulnerable or open with women, but they do, in fact, do that for men. The reason why they're not in relationships with men is because they do not like men in a sexual way. However, they're attracted to women, and this is why they get into relationships with women, because sex is tied to that relationship. But it's more from a object standpoint than it is a peer-to-peer, a equal, I see you, I value you the same way as you value me. And so what end up happening is you'll have these men who almost are incapable of having functional relationships with women because that like as people isn't there. And so that was the crux of the video before we go any deeper into it.
Okay. All right, so let me speak to what he just said. Now, I have a problem with that. A lot of things he said are those talking points of like a therapist or something like that. So you're trying to interject those words. But the problem is when you listen to some of those words not emotionally attractive to women, that's a problem, because that almost sounds like when women try to shame they man for hanging out with the fellas all the time instead of spending time with them. You know, like you hit a shame mentality. So, well, you always with your boys, with what y'all having sex. That's what it sounds like, but with a spin on it as if he was a therapist. You got to realize something. When we talk about men having a dislike for women, it's because men have to, mature a little bit when they get older. Like, when we see when we're younger, we get a little bit older. Guess what? We get better at, communicating with women, things of that nature, learning from our mistakes and things of that nature. But nowadays, women are not the same. So he's having this blue pill argument or debate and saying these things like women are the same like they used to be in yesteryear. They're not the same. These women are more masculine than men nowadays. Women are raising their daughters to be more masculine than men, and they punking their sons. So the way he's talking is the way I see a lot of guys that are willing to get punked by their women because they was punked by their mamas a lot of time because they're trying to make a man, instead of her doing what she needed to do to make sure she had a good relationship for you and your father. Sometimes running away, sometimes not picking the right guy. He's an asshole. He ran away. So that's what I want y'all to pay attention to, is this blue pill mindset talk that Ace Metaphor is doing, because this whole not attracted to women emotionally is some female psychiatrist talking point. That's not how men are. That's not how we communicate. That's not how we move. It don't mean you don't like women, but we got to categorize women differently. Some women are more like relationship and wifey material. Some women are not. Some women don't carry themselves that way. So when women do actually carry themselves that way, most times guys are going to see that and want to lock down with that woman. Certain guys. We got to categorize guys too. So y'all just pay attention to what he's saying. You see what Mr. Let Go is saying.
Okay, so this is a great topic because I actually agree with you. So I did a video, and I want to play the video because the video actually orchestrates what I said. But the one problem I have with what you just said, just one little thing. Women are not equal to men, period. So all the other things we could talk about, but one thing I don't want to go down a rabbit hole about is men and women are equal, because they're not, but I don't want to go down that particular rabbit hole. So can we stay away from that part and talk about the rest of it?
Okay, as long as you tell me if they're not equal, who's better?
Men are better, but it doesn't matter.
So
It doesn't
men are
matter
better.
who's better.
Okay,
Yeah.
but hold on. So men are better as people, you think?
As individual people, yeah.
Men are better.
Yeah, women will tell you, you know, like the number one excuse a woman will use for the goofy stuff that they do is, well, we're emotional. So every time they do something wrong or whatever, what do you expect? We're emotional, right? So they have an embedded excuse for whatever they do as far as their behavior goes. And who picks the worst mates and complains about their own choices? Women, not men.
So I'm glad you brought me on here. You know, like I said, everybody know we friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what the definition of misogyny is?
See? Y'all see what I'm talking about? The fact that he went there to misogyny shows he's blue pilled the hell out. Okay? Once a man goes to using that, that's when you know he's blue pilled the hell out. But I'm gonna let him go ahead and finish.
No, never really looked it up.
Misogyny is hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women.
Okay, you said
So it
hatred
means-
of.
Or the word or. So is a hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women. Do you not think the blanket statement of saying men are better than women does that not display a prejudice against women?
No, it's a reality. It's not prejudice. See, one man versus another man, we're the same like sex. So that can be looked at as a prejudice. A woman can look at another woman and say, I'm better than you. That is prejudice because they are the same people. They might be different financially or economically or, you know, live somewhere different. So that prejudice is there due to something other than their anatomy and other than their role in life. So this in particular is not a prejudice. This in particular is reality. Now,
Hold on.
No. The word better has no context to it. So I can actually pull away from that so we can get back on the actual conversation, because we can go down a rabbit hole about that, because what is better contextually? And that's a whole nother conversation.
So hold on. Okay.
And once again, like I said, him talking about the whole giving a definition of the word and then saying about it being a prejudice. Now I'm gonna let him say something he gonna say real quick, so then I can further deep dive into my point of why I have a problem. You know, what's my point of contention with men saying that and being blue pill mindset.
Okay, I got it. Since you introduced it, I have to get the last word because I didn't bring this up. You brought it up. So
No, I just wanted to pull out the men and women are equal part.
So, but because you did, you got the first word, so I should get the last one. So I do think that thinking is inherently misogynistic, and it's such an archaic way of thinking, because oftentimes we measure men as being better in terms of strength or this or that. And there is things sex-wise that make us different, but a woman's ability to carry children, create children, nurture children, a woman's ability to multitask, a woman's ability, straightforward. There are women that will outthink you, outlift you, outrun you. And so to think that just there are women that will outlift, outthink, out-successful you.
There are birds that don't fly.
Here's my point. My point
there are birds that don't fly.
Here's my point. My point is, I think it is textbook misogyny to have this blanket statement to say men are better than women. Okay. And I think you feel that way because you've been conditioned to think that. Okay. And you term the word better from a masculine sense. You think masculine qualities, since we have more masculine qualities, we are better. However, women have feminine qualities, and when you think about what value both men and women bring to the world, I view it as equal. So when I say men or women are equal, I don't mean the same. I mean that's what equal means. No, equal in terms. I don't mean identical. Since you
I
want
was
to get
just okay with misogyny.
Okay, so
your term, we got to be okay with the term equal being equal.
Okay, so but equal doesn't have to be equal. Doesn't mean identical. You can have a $50 bill and 5 tens, and it still equals the same amount of money. So you think just because a man and a woman isn't equal, that in turn that means that are identical, that they're not equal, that they don't have equal value. I believe they have equal value.
All right, see, this is where, excuse me, it's a blue pill mindset, right? So he's talking about women are not to be put down that way. It's misogynistic thinking. But you got to realize something. Women, for the most part, even though their roles have changed, they still want men to stay the same. They want to be non-traditional while we're still being traditional. But they want to be able to act like a man and a woman. They want their cake and eat it too. So to say men are not better, I know it sounds disrespectful. I get it. But this is the thing. Women always want what? Even when he said women can out-earn, they still want a man that earn more than. Women can outlive you. There's women that can outlive you. She get with a man, she want him to outlive her. All the things that you say, women still want the man to be better. They want the man to be taller. They want the man to be taller than them. They want the man to have more money than them. They want the man to be able to have more people attracted to him than her, because women like competition amongst each other. So women do want men that are better than them. And if you don't believe me, look at most of the women that deal with most of the men. It's not going to be the other way around, where the woman is always better than the man. Now, a woman should be more attractive than a man, of course. But at the same time, when you look at all the things that make him a man, she's going to want him to be more of a man. Now, let's get to this whole mindset, of the whole misogyny thing. People throw that word careless around. Now, Mr. Let Go, I watched plenty of his videos in the last year and a half or so. And I think sometimes he doesn't articulate his point the best to his ability, but I think he's getting better. So that's why, time to time I watch more of his videos and his content. But I think right here he should have, he should just keep working on being articulate about what your points is, because sometimes it does come off like, he been an a-hole, but it's just straight to the point. That's how men are. And Ace Metaphor, sadly enough, he has that blue pill mindset. Like I said before, he's the type of guy that would be okay with a woman punking him. But guess what? A woman would not like him afterwards. She's not going to like a guy who's always trying to say certain things like he's trying to kiss her ass. Women don't like that. Women seriously don't like a guy that's always being willing to be punked by their woman. They can't stand that. And then the whole thing of talking about how men don't this, men don't that, women are this. Like, he would have been okay if Mr. Let Go said women are better. And that's the problem. We keep having to fight this same mindset, and what he's doing is not really helping the situation. No matter what Ace Metaphor says, women don't like that shit. Point blank period. Women don't like that. It's annoying to them. If you're not masculine in no way, unless the woman, and that's not many women. Those are the exceptions that is okay with dominating a man. A lot of women don't want that. And like he said, Mr. Lego said, women are able to be like, we're emotional. It's okay for them to be pseudo masculine. It's okay for them to perform when they feel like it, and then jump back into being a woman. Go ahead and be an aggressive, then jump back into being the victim. This is not what's helping our society. No matter what they try to tell you, fellas, this is a man's world, and men are expected to perform and outdo everybody. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're worthless. And us in our community as black men, we like Minister Farrakhan says, we don't have the testicular fortitude to sit around and try to argue about what a man is compared to what a woman is. Real men don't do that. We're just trying to get y'all fellas, especially our brothers, to understand and overstand eventually that you have to do what you have to do, regardless of what. Because a lot of females out here don't give a damn. These females these days don't give a damn about your feelings. All right, so this is part 1. I'm probably going to go ahead and do a part 2 to this. Maybe even a 3, because this is a lengthy video. And the brother Ace Metaphor said a lot of shit that made real men cringe. You get what I'm saying? This is your boy JTL, a.k.a. Opposite for the Norm. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get more updates when I drop more videos. We out. Chill.